Circuit 42 would like to thank Pop Culture Paradise, Toy Anxiety, the Spawn Point Gamers Lounge, and Dragon's Lair San Antonio.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the newest episode of Film Circuit Breakdown here at Circuit 42. I am here with special guests tonight, actors Joe Lozano and Osvaldo Fernandez. Say hi, Joe Lozano and Osvaldo Fernandez.
Hello. Hello.
So, for those who don't know, those 5 people on the internet, who are you and what do you do?
Well, I'm Joe Lozano.
Yes, go ahead.
And I just started back in the world of acting. So I've been doing this for many years. Throughout theater. A long break, and now I'm started to come back and try the actual movie roles, and I've been fortunate enough to get them. The past, like I said, I'm still brand new. I have 2 movies and 2 TV shows under my belt, and we're going to hopefully do a few more ahead here in the near future.
And what have you been on?
I've been on Machete Kills. I also did a TV show called From Dusk Till Dawn, the TV series.
Yep.
And I also did, I just did one 4 days ago. It's a TV pilot for Amazon Television, I think it's called now. And it's called Hysteria. Now that one's going to be a good one. And also in the near future, I'll be working next month with Billy Blair on Blood Sombrero, where I'll be making my actual vocal, I guess you could say, debut. And I actually have a line, I will have a speaking role plus an actual character's name in that one.
Okay. And Osvaldo, what about you?
Well, after I finished my bachelor's degree in criminal justice when I was in Puerto Rico, enlisted in the Army, then went to Iraq, get a medical discharge. I'm a disabled veteran, just in case. So I was curious about movies. So I tried to work on G.I. Joe, Retaliation. And so they picked me to work on that one. After that one, I worked on the movie Snitch, and so on and so on. So I've been in movies like Snitch, TV show Revolution, Iceman, even in Chuck E. Cheese music video. It's 10 to 13 movies. But everything has been doing great. So my next project right now is Jurassic Park, the new one. So let's see what happened after that one.
Now you told me that you get eaten that you get not eaten by a dinosaur. You get to fight a dinosaur in that movie, right?
The what?
You get to fight a dinosaur in that movie, right? That's what you told me at
yes.
Indie Sci-Fest.
Yes, because it's about Costa Rican militia. So I'm gonna be one of those guys. So I'm supposed to fight one of those dinosaurs. I don't know, it's a velociraptor. I hope it's not a bigger one. But yes, I'm supposed to fight a dinosaur in that one.
You get there, it's a Triceratops. What the hell? Really? An herbivore?
Yeah, I was really surprised about that too. It's like, what? A dinosaur? Yes. Let's see what happens.
So how did you guys both get your start in acting? What was your first role? Who came to you? What did you audition? How's that work? How did that work? Joe?
I'm sorry?
How did you get your start? What was your first role?
Oh.
Did you audition?
Well, no, the first time I ever went was, I'm not gonna lie to you, it was that movie Office Space. I went, and at that point back then, I was actually making a delivery of, I worked for a food restaurant, and I was making a delivery, and I happened to be on the set of Office Space, that movie back in the day. It's like a cult classic now. And the lady looked at me, and she goes, "Hey, would you like to be an extra?" And I was like, "Okay, what would I do?" And she was like, "Can you bring me an 8x10 with a nice shirt on, and I'll put you in this movie?" Well, lo and behold, I didn't go. I never returned. So I was filming up the street from my house was Keanu Reeves and Robert Downey Jr. and Richard Linklater. It was called A Scanner Darkly. Well,
Yep,
yeah, I was hanging out with Keanu Reeves because he's actually a real down-to-earth guy. And I was hanging out there, and this guy came up to me and goes, "Hey, are those your real tattoos?" I was like, duh. I said, "Yeah, that's some real tattoos." And he goes, "Okay." He goes, "Would you like to be in a movie about gangbangers?" And right away, I knew I was going to be portrayed, in these movies as a bad guy. So I was like, "Okay." Well, I didn't show up. So finally, it took some convincing, and my buddy calls me. He goes, "Hey, they're doing a movie called Machete Kills." And I was like, "Machete Kills?" I said, "Oh, that's the one with Danny." Because I went to the Machete premiere, and I was able to, meet a few people there. And they go, "Yeah, we're doing Machete Kills. Come down." And I was like, "No, I don't think they're going to accept me." And they're like, "No, dude, go for real." So I show up there to Machete Kills, and what's the funny thing about it was I had like a, what do you call it, headshot? And
Yeah.
I had a real nice shirt on my headshot. And the lady looked at me, and she was like, "Oh, that's all you got?" Then she flipped to the second page, and bam, it was me in a tank top with all my tattoos showing. And she was like, "You, sir, come right now." And I followed her. I cut in front of everybody, so I felt special right there. So I was hoping that, and sure enough, about 3 weeks into filming, they called me right away. "Hey, can you get your butt down here?" And I went down there, and I was like, "Okay." And she goes, "We're going to use you as a cartel." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cartel, okay, fine." Next thing you know, she was like, well, one of the directors, the assistant directors said, "Do you mind climbing a ladder?" And I said, "Well, I'm not to be mean or anything. I know I'm new to this, but I really don't like heights." And he went and talked to Robert Rodriguez. Robert Rodriguez came and looked at me and goes, "No, we're going to put you right in the very front." And I was like, "All right." And then he told me, Robert Rodriguez personally directed me. Everybody else got the casting assistant. I mean, the assistant, his assistant to direct him. Well, Robert Rodriguez goes, "You know what, Joe?" And he called me by my name and everything. And here I am, like, damn, this is cool. So, I went from there, and next thing you know, they used me in the trailer and in the movie. I mean, you see me perfect in that front. Then I went to Texas Frightmare, and they asked me to sit down and sign autographs. And it was 2013 Texas Frightmare. And next thing you know, they asked me to sit down and sign autographs. I said, "Well, I don't even know if I'm in the movie or not." And they're like, "I don't care. We want you to sit down here." So I started signing autographs there, and I ran into Billy Blair. So me and Billy started talking, and he was like, "We got an upcoming movie called Blood Sombrero. Maybe, it went from one thing to another, and we just started talking and getting along real well." So we started, my next project was From Dusk Till Dawn. So, and then, I went out for it, and sure enough, I got a call back right away. I got a call back in 5 hours for Dusk Till Dawn. It took them 5 hours, and they called me right away. That was pretty neat. And then when I was on the set, I saw Osvaldo, and I said, "Hey, aren't you the guy in the pitch?" So me and Osvaldo started talking, and I took a picture. I asked him for his picture. I was like, "Can I take a picture with you?" So we went from there, and we exchanged information and stuff, and so I was like, "Oh, that's cool." So we started talking, and then Hysteria came along, and they needed some people there for that new TV pilot, and it was funny. They cast me as a volunteer in the back, so I was like, "All right, cool." And next thing you know, the assistant director was walking by and saw me in the crowd and said, "No." She goes, "You come here," and she put me right in front of the camera. She goes, "You're gonna be criminal number 1, and you're gonna be right in the front." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So I've been pretty lucky when I get these parts, even though I play the bad guy all the time, even though I'm a nice guy, but I mean, they always play me as a criminal because they see the tattoos and the shaved head, and that's fine with me. And my cousin, she told me this. She goes, "Look at Danny, the way he started his career. Danny Thrill, he started his career as what? Yes. Criminal number 1, gangbanger number 1. Just all bad guys. Now look at him now. You know, he's like one of the elite. You know, in my book, he's one of the elite actors out there. Even though he does everything. And then of course, Blossom Bro in July. You know, he cast me for the role as Diego. And I'll be making, like I said, I'll be making, this is my first movie that I can have a character name and to go. And then hopefully after that, they're going to start filming, in a couple of months, they're going to start filming, From Dusk Till Dawn season 2. So I'm hoping I get a call back on that because they told me I wouldn't get a call back for it. So I'm just going with the flow.
That's pretty awesome. I mean, that's got to be kind of a little bit overwhelming, but still really cool. You know, walking on there for Machete Kills, and all of a sudden, just all the stuff happening right there.
Yeah, and I mean, I thank God every day. I'm like, God, I can't believe, I went from this little to this, and like I said, I just hope it doesn't stop. This is what I love. This is the first thing I started doing, like I said, in second grade. This is the first thing I started. That I knew right there and then that, I loved acting. And so from second grade all the way to 10th grade, it's always theater and always like, oh yeah, I think I can handle this.
Well, real quick before we move on, you were talking about, the fact that they always cast you as bad guys. But we were talking about Malcolm McDowell before the show, and he had I can't remember the actor's name, but he was the Ginger in Ghostbusters. He was the This Man Has No Dick.
Oh
yeah. I've met him. He's super nice. It seems like the guys who play the bad guys all the time are the really nice ones, and then it seems like not all of them, but a good amount of the guys who play the good guys tend to be the jerks in real life. Yeah,
I've been, like I said, it was funny because there was some guys on. I'm not gonna try to throw nobody under the bus, but like in Machete Kills, there was a few guys on the set that were like, I said, hey, you're doing the same thing I'm doing, man. You're just, and they're like, oh yeah, well, they use me all the time. They'll probably just use you, But the best thing to do, I laugh it off and walk away. That's the best thing to do. 'Cause once you get, what do they say? Once you get like that bad rep, or even kicked off a set, then and you just getting started. It's harder and harder for everybody to get back on there. So, like I said, I just smile and just keep walking.
All right, so Osvaldo. How did you get your start in acting, man? What was your first role?
Wow, my first role was like an insurgent on G.I. Joe Retaliation. It was not a big thing, but after that one, somebody recommended me to try for Snitch. Well, for Snitch, I was like a cartel guy with Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. So most of the time I played bad guy. That's my type. Too, like Joe. And wow, yeah, it's always the same. If I shave, oh my gosh, I have nothing. I don't book nothing, so I have to leave my beard like that guy always. Oh, so on that one I'm like in 5 scenes. Some related to Dwayne Johnson, some not. I work on Dallas, the TV show, on season 2. Cartel guy again. SWAT team, yeah. Cartel guy. That's my type.
It's like they found a cartel guy in the SWAT team. It's like, that makes no sense.
Yeah. I work on Aztec Warrior with Luis Guzman. That movie's supposed to be coming out this year. I'm not sure. So on that one, with Luis Guzman, I'm a Chupacabra's gang member. It's gonna be a funny movie. That's a comedy movie. The next one that I have that I think that it was Revolution, the TV show. On Revolution, this is what happened. They will film in like 35 minutes from here, from my house. So when I get there, they need like tribe man, like tattoos, guys, long hair. So I was like, wow, this is not me. I'm not even half beard anymore. I just shave. So that was like 70, 75 people there, like gang types, big guys. So okay, let's do it. So, that's good.
And then you said you had
was asking me, can you
Huh?
this and that? So I did it. I just shoot and killed the sheriff on that one, and then just a few more, like Dallas, like season 2, 3, 4 scenes, different types, like CSI, cartel guy, and SWAT. I work on Get Hard. That's for Kevin Hart. That was I didn't mention that one. On that one, I'm gonna be the Latino boss on the jail. Yeah, inmate. Yeah, again. That's what I play.
See, the way you said that because of the long gap, it just came across as, in that one I'm going to play the Latino boss.
Yeah, I don't know. It's lucky. I think it's lucky. I guess I'm not sure. Then I worked on Terminator. That was like something really good, and I hope so. I hope that the next one, I mean, really, really good, is going to be the Jurassic Park. So that's it for now.
Don't forget Dust for Dawn.
Yes, I forgot that one. Oh, on that one I play a pilot, Johnny Trejo's pilot. I play military guy on that one, and a raft, just a crazy guy on the streets.
That's something I've noticed. I've been watching the series and listening to the podcast on the cinemasnob.com, about the show, and they've been saying that it seems like you've got these guys playing multiple roles, and they didn't know if that was meant to be a reference to
yes,
to Cheech Marin playing so many different roles in the original movie.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
So the big project that both of you guys are working on, and the project that's been out there in the media a lot, is the From Dusk Till Dawn series, and it's been kind of controversial because there's such a strong following, with both Tarantino fans, Rodriguez fans, and genre fans for the movie that came out in 1996. Was it kind of daunting for you guys working on a project like that was coming from those kind of origins?
No, both of us. For me, it wasn't. I mean, to me, it was exciting,
Yes, it was.
Just to get, involved in a project like anything with Robert Rodriguez, especially, and of course Tarantino, when they both, collide together. I mean, it's just one masterpiece after another, and I didn't put nothing to it. I just, just thought about it and just went, did my part. I didn't, really want, pay attention to what people say or anything like that. I just, it was just an honor to work there.
I was real excited when they called me out. I tried a few times to work, and then when they started filming, and nothing happened until, that day comes, and you're so, made me feel really happy and excited to work with Robert. So any movie that you work with Robert is something like, I don't know, different from the other ones, from the different directors. My experience. I don't know. I love his movies.
So for those who haven't got to see the show, yet, like people who either like myself don't really have cable anymore because of Netflix, or for people whose carriers don't carry El Rey.
Yeah.
What kind of experience should the viewers going in be expecting compared to the movie?
They should just what it's going to do is going to bring back a lot of course, in the original movie. They should expect just the beginning of Dusk Till Dawn, and it's going to be relived, but with different characters, and then as well as what Robert has planned for the future with the rest of the series, I mean, they're in for a real big treat, to tell you the truth. It's going to be one of those type of TV shows that can keep going. And if I'm not mistaken, the writers, I think, are up to season 5 or something like that.
Yes.
Because I know, watching. I've only got to watch bits and pieces of the show, but I've been listening to a podcast from a website called thecinemasnob.com, and basically they've been doing each episode each week and talking about the general synopsis, review, what they thought of the show so far.
Yeah.
And apparently the guys who hosted it, Brad Jones and Mr. Rex.
Mm-hmm.
They had no idea that Robert Rodriguez and everyone was actually listening to the shows as the episodes were coming up.
Oh, yeah.
So it kind of blew their minds, and it was about the midway point they found out, and they said something like along the lines of, just because the people are listening to the show, they said the worst thing we can do is try to change what we're doing on the podcast so far. Because a lot of the fans started saying things like, oh, you guys are going to become biased because the creators of our listening. And they said, no, we're going to give our honest opinions. It's just that we feel the show did get a lot better after the midway point. Because they basically said that they liked the beginning a lot, like the first 3 or 4 episodes.
Yeah.
And then they felt in the middle, it started to plateau out.
Exactly.
But once they introduced the vampires and got the titty twister, they said that's where the show starts to reach that real high point.
Exactly. Well, I guess they didn't like my episode because I was on episode 3.
Yeah, me too.
No, but yeah, I mean, because there was a lot of fact where he was thinking about when he was in jail, and I mean. It kind of leads up on where they came from. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it, a lot of flashbacks. But I guess some people don't like that, but I mean, that's what makes the story interesting when they go back and say, hey, this is, even though you didn't see George Clooney or Tarantino, how they became who they are. So, this is pretty much the TV show's going to be,
Even Danny Trejo plays on that one, too.
Yeah.
Dust, yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's the second one.
Yeah. That's what, that's why, this TV show will explain a lot about the Gecko. That's what this is about.
It does seem like it's kind of a cool growing trend right now that as television's becoming more cinematic and we're able to do more and more things with it, with shows starting with something like The Walking Dead or Game of Thrones. That's what kind of started pushed us in that real cinematic style of television.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like it's kind of a cool trend that From Dusk Till Dawn and Fargo, both of them have actually made a really successful transition over to television.
Oh, absolutely.
It's rare. It's there's a bunch of, I know, TV shows that are movies that Robert was thinking about coming back with, to make them into TV shows for our Ray Network. What I've been hearing, some of his movies he wants to turn them into TV shows. And, sometimes you succeed and sometimes you don't. The Walking Dead, I didn't hear about it till season 2. Well, and now I can't stay away. I can't wait to watch, in October when it comes back.
What about you, Osvaldo? What do you think about the kind of trend right now with television becoming more cinematic and the possibility of taking movies like From Dusk Till Dawn and Fargo and turning them into really successful TV shows?
Much to say about TV shows and all that, because I don't watch. Every time that I film on movies, I don't watch TV shows. It's just I work and that's it. It's like Johnny Depp. Never watch his movies. You know what I'm saying? But I think the one that we work From Dusk Till Dawn is going to be a successful and great TV show. I think it's going to be that's what I think.
Well, it's already doing really well. I mean, the fact that it got picked up again like it did, being on an all-new network, that's pretty much unprecedented.
Oh, yes, it is. And also, I think they're going to be available to see it on overseas, like all the countries outside of the United States on Netflix for free.
And it's coming down Blu-ray really soon, too, actually. They just announced it.
Yes.
Yeah, you can order it now.
So, I gotta ask, though, because everyone's talking about the show. Not really related to the interview, but just an awesome show. Have you guys started watching True Detective?
I'm gonna be honest with you, I haven't seen it.
Which one? Again?
True Detective. It's on HBO.
That's with Matthew McConaughey?
Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson, yeah.
Yes, that's a great show. I watched a few episodes, and I think it's one of the best ones right now on HBO.
It reminds me a little bit of I can't believe it. Twin Peaks. It reminds me a lot about Twin Peaks back in the 90s.
Oh, really?
I don't remember that one.
Yeah.
No, I remember. Yeah.
But yeah. Huh?
No, I'm saying I definitely need to check it out. I mean, Matthew McConaughey's a great actor, and Woody Harrelson too. I mean, I met both of them in person. They're, I would love to see that.
And McConaughey had a time there where his career was kind of starting to sag, but now it's like just everything he's doing is really good.
Oh yeah, after that Oscar, I mean, yeah. I mean, what I heard,
a lot of movies on Louisiana, like the True Detective, film in New Orleans, I guess. Yes.
All right. So before we wrap up the interview, there's a lot of people trying to get into acting right now, and a lot of these people are really frustrated because it is difficult. What's your advice for people trying to get into acting right now?
My advice? Go ahead first.
No, go ahead.
Okay. I think is believe in yourself. Don't quit. It's about, like I told Joe and people that I know, it's about discipline. It's about to think what you really want to do, with acting. Like I told, something serious. It's not something easy. It's just to be started the next day. No, it's not. It's a hard business. So it's just motivate yourself and dedicate yourself to acting. That's it. Go?
Yeah, I mean, I agree 100%. I mean, just because you don't get one role, I mean, I've tried out for more than, of course, the shows I've been on. I mean, I've tried out before for other ones, and I didn't get a call back, but now it's kind of like, man, I was like, and then next thing you know, I just went out there and did to do another one. You want to keep going. Just because if you don't get one, there's always more out there. But just don't, whatever you do, and the main thing I tell everybody, just don't look on TV and see, you see your Tom Cruise, your big actors. Don't think it's going to happen to you like overnight, because it's not going to work like that. It's going to take years, and it's going to take a lot of just, will.
Yeah, some people are lucky.
Keep going.
To do it quick. Some people are not. So that's how it is.
Unless you get on The Walking Dead, then you're good for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's been great to have you guys on, and this is going to be near us to a close of our newest episode of Film Circuit Breakdown. Before we go, though,
yes,
where can people find you on the wonderful, wonderful internet?
You can find
my
me.
case. Go ahead.
Well, right now I know I need to do an IMDb, which I will be doing Friday. We're putting it together. But you can find me on Facebook at Joe Lozano. That's really me. That's nobody else. I have a regular Facebook page and also have a Joe Lozano actor page. you can like me on that and connect with me on the other.
In my case, I have Facebook, like Osvaldo Fernandez. I have IMDb, Osvaldo Fernandez, Actors Access, Backstage, Casting Network, and that's it. I think that's enough to find it.
All right. Well, thanks.
But Facebook is really me.
Wait, but what about all those Joe impersonators?
I'm not at that status yet to get an impersonator yet.
All right, well, that brings us to the close of our newest episode of Film Circuit Breakdown here at Circuit 42. Guys, it was great to have you on the show, and we'll definitely have you on.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
Oh, thank you so much.
And maybe next time we'll even have Billy on.
Yeah, we'll ever find Billy, doesn't reward out.
All right.
Come check us out. MonsterCon, September 6th and 7th.
Oh, yeah.
San
Right,
Antonio.
and you listeners have a great night, and remember, come to Circuit42.com. We need money. We're poor. Also, follow us on Facebook at Circuit42 and on Twitter where you can stalk us for free. It's pretty awesome.
Wait.
All right. You have a good night, everyone.
You too.
Good
Thank
night.
you. All right.